What's up, Hippo lovers? The Age of Empires 4 hotkeys are really bad, especially if you're used to the hotkeys for other Age of Empires titles. I still made a workaround there and I want to share it. If you're confused with the grid mod, which is the standard one, here the Y might be a Z for you, German keyboard switching this one around. So I felt like I was lacking keys on my keyboard, so I came up with the idea that I moved the whole grid mod and kept the structure, but moved it one tile to your right. And in the end, it looked like this. So basically, Q, A, and your Z or Y is not used at the left-hand side, and everything is moved one further to the right. And this allows my hand to be further inside of the keyboard. I can use more groups, which you probably will use with this setup, because you don't have hotkeys like go to archery range, go to stable. And then that frees up a lot of spots for keys on the left-hand side. Let's take a look how I bound those. F1 I have for delete. F2 I have return wills to work, which is a crazy good hotkey in Age of Empires 4. Even villages that are not in the town center yet, after you press F2, are still working back to whatever spot you got rated at. Then I have technology buildings, which is basically only used in Feudal Age by me to go to the blacksmith and then do some upgrades there. And I have select all military buildings to change my waypoints if I want to use more. That's something I mainly use in Imperial Age. If we have like stables, barracks, archery ranges, and I add siege workshops. Normally I don't give groups to siege workshops. Probably I will add that in the future. Cycle through unit types. If you have multiple stuff selected, that will help you. And now how I use Q, A, and Y. Q is my typical town center hotkey. I simply use that in Age of Empires 2, which was my main game before, and I wanted to keep that as well. And now everything moved a bit, so remember, villagers will be on a different key there. And then I have select all military units, which I think comes in really handy if you haven't grouped everything yet, if you want to engage, if you have different army groups. Obviously doesn't work if you have raids at some point. And also select idle military on the Y key or the X key bottom left. I still don't use the caps lock key and the key between shift and my Y. Something like go to unit could be a good thing there if you want to use that key. Something I don't use, but that is clearly a mistake on my end. Either villager on space. How do you like this setup? That's something I want to know. And do you have any improvements? Obviously, this is not great and not what we want to have in the long run, but for now, probably one of the best solutions we could go for. Let's pray that pretty soon we will have an update on how to set up our hotkeys.